The Radiant Revolution: How a Simple Smile Transforms Your Life. Chapter 1: The Biology of a Miracle. We often treat the smile as a mere reaction, a consequence of something good happening. But the first step in your self-help journey is realizing that a smile is actually a cause. It is a physical trigger that initiates a chemical cascade within the human body. When the zygomatic major muscle, the muscle that pulls the corners of your mouth upward, contracts, it sends a specific electrical signal to the cranial nerves. This signal reaches the emotional processing center of the brain, the amygdala, and the hypothalamus. Even if the smile is fake at first, the brain doesn't distinguish between a forced contraction and a spontaneous one. It simply begins to manufacture endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin. Imagine your brain as a pharmacy. Every time you smile, you are giving yourself a free prescription of joy medicine. Dopamine increases your feelings of pleasure. Serotonin acts as a natural antidepressant. Endorphins act as mild pain relievers. By starting your morning with a smile, you are literally drugging yourself with happiness. You are priming your biology to handle the day's challenges with a physiological advantage. Chapter 2: The Magnetism of the Attractive Self. The Good Morning Note says a smile makes you attractive. Most people think of attractive in terms of physical beauty or symmetry. However, true attraction is energy. In social psychology, there is a concept known as emotional contagion. Humans are hardwired to mirror the facial expressions of those they interact with. When you walk into a room with a genuine, warm smile, you aren't just looking pretty, you are projecting a frequency of safety and success. Why a smile wins. Trustworthiness: studies show that people are 10% more likely to trust a stranger who is smiling than one who remains neutral. Competence: a smiling individual is often perceived as more in control and capable. Approachability: stress creates a closed face. A smile is an open door. It tells the world, I am an ally. When you become attractive through a smile, you attract better opportunities, deeper friendships, and more harmonious professional relationships. It is the ultimate tool for personal branding. Chapter 3: The Architecture of Mood Shifting. How many times have you woken up feeling gray? The sky is overcast, your inbox is full, and your energy is low. This is where the smile protocol becomes a life-saving habit. Your mood is not a fixed state, it is a moving target. You have the power to hijack a bad mood. In the self-help world, we call this state management. You don't smile because you're happy because you smile. William James. When you feel stress rising, the act of smiling forces your body to break the cycle of cortisol, the stress hormone. It is impossible for the body to remain in a state of high-intensity fight or flight while the face is relaxed into a genuine smile for an extended period. The two signals are biologically incompatible. By choosing to smile, you are casting a vote for a different reality. You are telling your consciousness, I see the difficulty, but I choose the light. Chapter 4: Stress, the Silent Thief and the Smiling Guard. Stress is the thief of time, health, and creativity. It tightens our muscles and narrows our perspective. But a smile acts as a biological reset button. When you smile during a stressful task, your heart rate recovers faster. This isn't just staying positive, it is cardiovascular health. In this chapter of our journey, we must look at the smile as resilience. Resilience isn't about never feeling the weight of the world, it's about having the tools to lift it. When you practice the good morning smile, you are building a mental muscle. Over time, your brain becomes conditioned to seek the silver lining. You begin to see stress not as a wall, but as a hurdle. Chapter 5, The Ripple Effect, the Social Mirror. A smile is the only gift that returns to the sender immediately. When you smile at a stranger, you force their brain to process joy. You are, for a split second, a healer. Think about the wisdom of the sunset. The sun doesn't shine for itself, it shines because that is its nature. Your smile should be the same. When you use your smile to lift others, you find that your own burden becomes lighter. This is the secret to staying positive. Focus on the light you can give, and you will never find yourself in the dark. Chapter 6, The Morning Mirror Ritual. Self-help is often about the conversations we have with ourselves. The most important conversation happens in the first 5 minutes of your day. Most people look in the mirror and look for flaws, a new wrinkle, a tired eye, a stray hair. The smile protocol demands a shift. Before you brush your teeth, before you check your phone, you must look into your own eyes and give yourself a full, genuine smile for 60 seconds. At first, it may feel silly. You might even laugh at yourself, and that is the point. Laughter is the cousin of the smile, and it doubles the endorphin release. By smiling at yourself, you are practicing self-acceptance. You are saying, I am my own ally today. This ritual anchors your mood. It creates a baseline of positivity that makes it much harder for a rude email or a traffic jam to pull you down later. Chapter 7, The Wisdom of the Sunset, Smiling in the Shadows. It is easy to smile when the sun is shining and your pockets are full. The true test of a heart-feeding philosophy is whether it works in the dark. Think of the sunset. It is technically the death of a day, yet we find it beautiful. Why? Because of the colors, the peace, and the promise that the sun will return. We can apply this to our stresses. When you face a setback, a project rejection, a financial strain, or a personal disappointment, you must find the wisdom of the sunset. Acknowledge the pain, but don't let it own your face. Smile at the lesson. Every failure is a tuition fee for your future success. Smile at your survival. You have survived 100% of your hardest days so far. That is a reason to be attractive, confident, and proud. By smiling through the struggle, you aren't being fake. You are being brave. You are showing the world that your internal peace is not for sale. Chapter 8, The Architecture of Attraction, Social Dynamics. We return to the idea of being attractive. In this chapter, we explore how a smile functions as a social lubricant. Have you ever noticed how a closed person walks? Head down, jaw tight, eyes darting. They are invisible, or worse, they project a keep away signal. Now, imagine a person walking with a light, easy smile. They aren't laughing loudly, they simply look content. This person attracts help. This person attracts kindness. This person attracts luck. Luck is often just being open to opportunities that others miss because they are too stressed to look up. When you smile, you are more observant. You see the person who might become a business partner. You see the detail that solves a problem. Your smile makes you a magnet for the good that is already circulating in the world. Chapter 9: Breaking the Habit of Chronic Stress. Stress is a habit. We get used to the tight jaw and the furrowed brow. We wear our business like a badge of honor. But chronic stress kills creativity and ruins health. To break this habit, you must use the smile reset. Set a timer on your phone for every 2 hours. When it goes off, no matter what you are doing, typing, driving, cooking, stop for 5 seconds. Relax your jaw. Drop your shoulders. And smile. This micro-intervention lowers your cortisol levels instantly. It prevents stress from building up like steam in a pressure cooker. By the time you reach the evening, you won't feel drained, you will feel balanced. Chapter 10: Staying Positive as a Service to Others. Finally, we must realize that staying positive is not a selfish act. It is a service. We live in a world that can feel cold and disconnected. Your smile might be the only bit of warmth a stranger receives all day. When you smile at the cashier, the bus driver, or the lonely neighbor, you are giving them a good morning note without saying a word. This creates a feedback loop of joy. When you see their face light up in response, your own mood is reinforced. You realize that you have the power to change the energy of a room. This realization is the ultimate self-help. It gives you a sense of purpose and agency. You are not just a passenger in life, you are the driver of joy. Chapter 11: The Smiling Author Writing with Light. For the creator, the writer, and the storyteller, the good morning note is a professional requirement. Writing is often a lonely task, filled with the shadows of self-doubt and the stress of a blank page. When you sit down to write, your physical state dictates your creative flow. If you sit with a furrowed brow and a tight jaw, your prose will feel forced, clinical, and heavy. But if you begin your session with a smile, even if the scene you are writing is somber, you open the dopamine gates of your imagination. The author's secret: a smile relaxes the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for complex thought and creativity. By smiling, you tell your brain that the act of creation is a joy, not a burden. This makes your words more attractive to the reader because they can feel the lightness and the heart-feeding energy behind them. Whether you are writing under a pen name or your own, a smiling spirit produces a timeless story. Chapter 12: The Smiling Leader, Commanding with Warmth. Leadership is often mistaken for sternness. We think a serious face shows serious intent. But the most impactful leaders in history understood that a smile is a tool of influence. When a leader smiles, they signal psychological safety. This allows their team to take risks, share ideas, and admit mistakes without the stress of judgment. A smiling leader is a resilient leader. They show that even when the sunset of a project is near, they have the wisdom to see the next dawn. Practice. In every meeting, start with a genuine smile. It resets the room. It lowers the collective blood pressure of the group and helps everyone stay positive, even during difficult transitions. Chapter 13, The 30-Day Radiant Revolution Plan. To turn this good morning note into a permanent life change, we must move from theory to practice. Here is your roadmap for the next month. Week 1, the biological reset. Action, the 60-second morning mirror smile. Goal, to rewire your brain to associate waking up with a dopamine release. Notice how your face feels. Are your muscles tight? Breathe through it until the smile feels natural. Week 2, the social magnet. Action, smile at 3 strangers every day. Goal, to observe the emotional contagion. Watch how often people smile back. Feel the attractiveness of your own energy as it affects others. Week 3, the stress warrior. Action, use the smile reset every 2 hours. Goal, to prevent cortisol buildup. If you feel a shadow of worry, pause and smile at it. Tell the worry, I am stronger than you. Week 4, the heart feeder. Action, offer a good morning note, verbal or written, to someone who is struggling. Goal, to become a source of light. This is the wisdom of the sunset, giving even when the day is ending. Chapter 14, Staying Positive in a Digital World. We live in an era of digital stress. We are bombarded with news and notifications that demand our anxiety. How do we keep the smile reachable here? The screen smile. Before you open your email or social media, smile at the screen. It sounds strange, but it sets a filter for how you perceive information. You become a positive gatekeeper. You choose what enters your mind. If a post causes stress, you smile and move past it. You keep your inner environment bright and impactful. Conclusion, the eternal morning. A smile is more than a facial expression, it is a philosophy of life. It makes you attractive because it shows you are at peace. It changes your mood because it changes your biology. It relieves stress because it demands relaxation. And it helps you stay positive because it is a daily commitment to the light. As you look toward the wisdom of the sunset at the end of every day, remember that your smile is the bridge to the next morning. It is the most simple English way to say, I am here, I am hopeful, and I am radiant.